Something is really off with the New York Jets, man. I got some really big concerns with these boys, and don't call me a hater because a few weeks ago I picked them to win the AFC East. I am taking that prediction back. Listen, I'm not trying to sound like an echo chamber from everybody in the national media when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, but I thought when he was missing mandatory minicamp, I thought it was due to a family-related issue. Maybe he had a friend that was getting married or something like that. Let's just be honest. He missed mandatory minicamp to go do drugs. And I don't have anything against how people like to indulge in their free time because y'all done see me plenty of times come on here high as a kite. So trust me, I have nothing wrong with people indulging in the drugs that they like to indulge in, but when it comes into the middle of your job, then it kind of becomes a problem. And I don't care if he was at OTAs. That's not the point. The point is the dude missed mandatory minicamp to go do drugs. This is the Aaron Rodgers experience. This is why the Green Bay Packers traded him away. This is why they roll with Jordan Love, because they got tired of his BS. Part of being a championship football team is having everybody on the same page. One team, one goal. Does it really sound like Aaron Rodgers is on the same page with everybody else? Or is he just using his power that he has within the organization? Because at this point, Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas, they need to just go ahead and get them some Aaron Rodgers jerseys, some pom-poms, get some knee pads, and, zip it up when they're done when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. Because if this was any other team, you think the Pittsburgh Steelers would allow something like this? You think Mike Tomlin would be down to allow Aaron Rodgers to do something like this? Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, the greatest head coaches to ever call this sport or coach this sport would not allow Aaron Rodgers to be running all over them like how Robert Saleh is when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers. I still think he can be a very good quarterback, but he has way too much control within this organization. This is embarrassment for the New York Jets. And don't tell me that you're blowing this out of proportion. The dude missed mandatory minicamp because he had some personal things that he couldn't miss. He already told them ahead of time. It doesn't excuse him from the fact that he's missing mandatory minicamp to go do drugs. How can you defend this, man? And if that's not bad enough, you got Haasan Reddick, who you traded for, who has yet to even talk to anybody within the organization yet. He's 30 years old with a cap hit of $14.5 million. You could have just re-signed Bryce Huff for the same deal that he just got with the Philadelphia Eagles for a way cheaper price, a way smaller cap hit, and you would have had a younger player that has just as much as the same upside as what Haasan Reddick has. Another concern that I have with the New York Jets outside of Aaron Rodgers and, the weirdness that he has going on with the power control that he has within this organization is the fact that they are relying on a bunch of old, injury-prone players to be productive for them. Mike Williams, injury-prone. He's coming off an ACL injury. He got banged up near the tail end of 2022. Tyron Smith, when he's healthy, he's still one of the best offensive tackles in the game. Key word, when he's healthy. Do you know how long it's been since Tyron Smith has played a full season? It's been 9 years. The last time he played every game in the regular season, it was 2015. I was in 7th grade that year. The New York Jets, something just feels really weird with this team, man. And I want to believe that they're good enough to win this division. I want to believe that they could win it all this season. They got the team to do so, but it's just the locker room dynamic is just really off-putting to me. It's not about how much talent you have on the team. It's about, can you coach that team properly? And can everybody play with the same goals in mind? I don't see that. I still see Aaron Rodgers' ego getting in the way of things. And I'm not an Aaron Rodgers hater. So don't lump me in with the Colin Cowards and the Nick Wrights of the world. I want Aaron Rodgers to win. He's the last OG quarterback of my generation. I'm going to feel so old when Aaron Rodgers finally decides to hang it up. But let's not act like this isn't a weird situation. This just seems like one of those things that just seems too good to be true. And the New York Jets have been having the same cycle going on for over the last decade. It's been nothing but a circus with them. You can't say this is getting blown out of proportion when you have a guy that's missing mandatory minicamp. You have to show up to this or you get fined. You might as well have just went ahead and missed some of the voluntary OTA workouts and then showed up for minicamp. I don't care if, like he alerted them ahead of time. The point is that Patrick Mahomes isn't doing this. Tom Brady didn't do this. This is why Aaron Rodgers is where he is at this stage of his career. This is why when you talk about Aaron Rodgers, one of the most talented, if not the most talented quarterback in NFL history, why he only has one Super Bowl ring on his finger because of shit like this. This is another instance of Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. And the New York Jets have no choice but to get on their knees and to put those knee pads on and get those Aaron Rodgers pom-pom to say, yeah, Aaron, you can do whatever you want to because you're Aaron Rodgers. We haven't seen Aaron Rodgers play at an MVP level in going on 3 years. He's 40 years old. Somebody had the audacity to tell me that the Jets were going to be a better team than the Cincinnati Bengals. Are you kidding me? I don't see Joe Burrow doing this. Do you see Patrick Mahomes doing this? This is why Green Bay made the right decision to move on from Aaron Rodgers, because this dude just does so many random things at the most random times. Why are you choosing to take a retreat during minicamp? And minicamp is only 3 to 4 days long. You mean to tell me that you couldn't wait to get high a few days later? You had to do it now? Let's be honest. The dude missed mandatory minicamp to go do drugs. I don't care how you New York Jets fans try to spin it. I know it isn't officially reported, but let's just be honest, man. That's what Aaron Rodgers went to go do, because this isn't the first time he's done something like this. And I have no problem with people indulging in what they want to indulge in, because I indulge myself. But when it's time to go to work, you can't let that get in the way of you missing valuable time to develop chemistry with your teammates. Aaron Rodgers didn't even throw a pass last season, did he? So he still has a lot of time that he could be using to continue to build a good rapport, good timing, and good chemistry with his wide receivers and his offensive line. You can't tell me he was at OTAs. No, he needs to be at every single practice, because every rep counts. The New York Jets are banking on Aaron Rodgers to be good this year, because if he's not, a lot of people are about to be assed out. There's too many people depending on this dude. If I'm Robert Saleh, I'm saying, no, you need to be at mandatory minicamp, my guy. I don't care if we fine you. If you don't play good this year, I'm out of a job. Joe Douglas is out of a job. Your dude, Nathaniel Hackett, is out of a job. And the New York Jets are right back at the chopping block again, starting over. People really defend this, man. Really defend this. This is not something that I expect out of a Super Bowl champion quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is not serious, man. He's not. And I love Aaron Rodgers. I don't have anything wrong with what he says, what he does, as long as he puts in the necessary time to make sure that this team is successful. And that should be every practice he should be showing up. Not taking days off to go do drugs. Because that's essentially what he did.